What's going on, everyone? So, this past weekend, I was at a big family gathering. When we were all sitting around the table, socializing and spending time together, one of my family members asked me some questions about my natural bodybuilding journey. She asked me about certain details in regard to my training, my diet, and my current prep, like how long the entire prep is. As I did the best I could to explain it all to her, she responded by saying, I don't know how you can do it. I don't know how you stay consistent, and I don't know how you've done so for so long. Now, I'm not sharing this to blow up my own ego. See, I know that from an outsider's perspective, living a natural bodybuilding kind of a lifestyle might look incredibly monotonous and daunting, and even torturous to some people. But the interesting thing is, for me, I would find it to be a lot harder to not do it. I love it despite its challenges. And actually, I think I love it also because of the challenges. I know that not everyone is wired that way. And for that reason, I feel like I'm incredibly lucky. And I'm very grateful for that. For this video, while sharing footage from my latest gym workout, I thought I would do my best to try to articulate what my reasons are for my ongoing love of the natural bodybuilding lifestyle. My hope is that in sharing it all with you, it might shift your mindset a little bit to help you find more enjoyment in your own process. Or for some of you, to maybe give a little bit of relatability if you also find yourself loving fitness and natural bodybuilding. Before we dive into it, if you find yourself enjoying the video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Okay, let's get into it. So, why do I love the natural bodybuilding lifestyle? The first reason is because I love the chase. I love the chase of building muscle and or defining my physique as I approach getting closer and closer to competitions. In essence, it leaves me always looking forward to achieving ongoing milestone goals and making regular improvements. It helps me to actually find more joy and fulfillment in the present from having hope for success in the future. The alternative, which would be to not be hopeful of accomplishing anything, I suspect would leave me feeling pretty bland and miserable. This concept might hold true for aspirations that you have that aren't fitness related as well, like working and practicing becoming a better musician, working toward climbing a career ladder, or aiming to grow more deeply in your faith, and so on. Having something to shoot for over the horizon, from my experience, it makes life better. And for me, fitness and natural bodybuilding is something that fits that role. Here's another reason why I've held my love of natural bodybuilding for so many years. It's from adopting realistic expectations. To explain this, I'm actually going to start by talking about unrealistic expectations, the polar opposite. So I think that adopting unrealistic expectations is one of the main reasons why so many people fail to stick with the whole lifting weights and eating healthy thing. If you have a goal that, without you knowing it, is next to impossible, then naturally you'll feel pretty disappointed and frustrated from failing to get there. Imagine adopting the goal of looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger after 4 months of super hard dieting and training. For most people, that might lead to some significant fat loss and maybe a bit of muscle growth too. But it certainly wouldn't leave you anywhere close to looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger after 4 months. And on top of that, if the dieting and training were to be overly aggressive over that period of time, then you would be left feeling both physically, mentally, and emotionally tired and distraught by the end of it all. The combination of all of that would likely leave you feeling pretty darn disappointed and frustrated. From what I've seen, social media isn't helping that whole concept. Here would be a more realistic set of expectations. I'm going to try to lose as much body fat and build as much muscle as I can within what my body is capable of and through a means that's challenging yet sustainable. So if you were to follow through with sticking to the process, then you could basically guarantee success at that. And rather than experiencing severe mental and physical distress in combination with disappointment and frustration, you would be much more likely to feel a sense of accomplishment, fulfillment, and satisfaction. And if you experience the latter, you'd be much more inclined to find a love for the process of natural bodybuilding compared to the former. And I think that's something that I've been lucky enough to kind of figure out for myself. The third reason I love natural bodybuilding is that I just love the lifestyle. Let me describe it to you the way that I experience it. Simply put, I train hard consistently to chase ongoing muscle growth stimulus, and I fuel that hard, consistent training by eating a healthy diet. I absolutely love that. Like I mentioned earlier, I love the chase of hard training, but in addition to that, I love food. And I love healthy, unprocessed whole food. I love finding ways of making vegetables, protein, and other nutrient-rich foods to taste delicious and feel satiating. And I love even more that as I eat them, I get the added benefit that it fuels my training and muscle growth progress, or in the case of prepping for natural bodybuilding competitions, it leads me to getting deeper into the process of getting leaner. On top of that, I love the natural bodybuilding lifestyle structure. I love routine. I know that that isn't the case for everyone, but for my personality, I just live for it. Having structured meal times, training times, and regular sleep-wake times leaves me feeling a great peace of mind. It's just the way that my brain works. Okay, this next reason for loving natural bodybuilding is an interesting one, and one that's actually taken me years to really figure out. I don't hyper-fixate on my progress. When I was younger, I would do little physique checks regularly to assess for any muscle growth or fat loss progress I might be able to see in the mirror. Honestly, I would do it so often that I think it would be safe to say that it became practically a habit. I'm talking about checking on my abs every time I would walk by a mirror or take a minute or two to flex different parts of my body in search of any noticeable muscle growth that I might be able to spot. As part of what I mentioned earlier about having realistic expectations, I now know that muscle growth and fat loss happens relatively slowly. So fixating on the kind of progress I'm making daily doesn't make a ton of sense, and it doesn't really help anything, at least not for me. On the contrary, it just becomes distracting and takes up unnecessary space in my brain, taking away from the other things that, dare I say it, are more important to think about throughout the day. Something I've actually found to be extremely helpful in my current natural bodybuilding prep, compared to past ones, is taking my physique progress photos significantly less frequently. See, I've been prepping for nearly 6 months at this point, yet I've only taken progress photos a couple of times. By only taking photos a few times, it's leaving me able to keep my mind free of hyper-focusing on any tiny, teensy bits of progress I'm making daily or even weekly, and actually leaving me able to enjoy the process much more instead. And the final reason I love natural bodybuilding is because I simply feel intrinsically compelled to do it. This is something I've actually mentioned in past videos. Looking back, I started lifting weights consistently when I was just 12 years old, and I've stuck with it consistently ever since then. I've tried to articulate the different reasons as to why I've stuck with it and chased it for as long as I have, including the reasons I've shared with you now in this video. And those reasons and insights are all true. But there is something deeper that goes beyond all of that, I think, and that reason is one that I don't really know how to fully articulate. some part of me just feels compelled to do it. That's all I can say, really. I just feel driven towards it. And if I wasn't doing it, I would feel like something would be majorly missing. This is actually one of the reasons I feel grateful. Wherever that drive comes from, it's something that is inherently good, I think. And for that reason, I consider myself very lucky. And there you have it. I know that a lot of people looking inside of what the natural bodybuilding lifestyle is like, they might find themselves thinking, I don't know how you do it. Like what one of my family members said to me. Hopefully, in sharing the reasons why I love the natural bodybuilding lifestyle and why I chase my natural bodybuilding goals helps you find a little bit of enjoyment in your own process. Or if you're someone that loves fitness and natural bodybuilding as much as I do, it gives you some relatability and helps put some of your own reasons to words. I'd love to know your thoughts. Did I hit all of the reasons why you love or don't love natural bodybuilding or fitness? Are there any reasons that you find yourself loving that stuff that I didn't mention here? I'd love to know in the comments. Before this video comes to a close, I wanted to quickly let you know about the work that I do. When I'm not making YouTube videos, recording podcast episodes, or making Instagram content, I work full-time as an online physique coach, where I help my clients to accomplish their muscle growth and fat loss goals by optimizing their approach to strength training and nutrition, and I coach them through the process. I've been doing this work for over 7 years and love helping my clients to not only transform their bodies, but ultimately their lives. If you've been considering getting some help with accomplishing your own physique goals, feel free to hit the link in the description below where you can learn a little bit more about the work that I do and how I can help you. You can even use that link to schedule a free video consultation with me. If you have any questions about my coaching or how I can help you, please email me at sam@jadeathletics.ca. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.